Hello everyone. Let's see if I button this one. There we go. How's that? How's that? That's better? I think it should be better. Hey everyone. My name's Chris Collected. I'm a queer subversive artist specializing in digital and physical media. Everyone can hear me all right? Everyone can see me all right? All right, good. Good. Oof, I'm in a bit of a rush today. I was redoing my room. So like all of that is just a disaster zone right now. And I looked at the time and I was like, oh God, what time is it? And it's like, whoops. So, yeah. What we're going to do today is, one second. My light didn't want to stay up. But yeah, everyone. I think it still fell, or whatever. Good enough. See, it fell again. What happened? I don't know what's happening here. Oh, it's this one. That's why. I was turning the wrong one. That's why I wasn't staying, because I was turning the wrong one. All right, guys. There we go. There we go. That's light in my face. All right. I'm not wearing them right now. I mean, normally I'll try to put something on in like wireless headphones, but as I said, I was busy redoing all of that room because I decided to redo that this morning and then just got distracted. I had to go get some groceries and then I had lunch and then I was making that. I was making that and then that took my time up. And so that took all my time up and I was like, oh crap, what else? I was like, man, I got a live stream. I was like, oh no, I'm in a rush. So it's all right though. But hey, good time to actually look at this. So what it is, so if you remember a couple weeks ago, we had this guy and it's a rainbow Deadpool. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be fun, you know? And then I was like, I have another thread. So this is the other one. Let's take you and get you like a closer look at it. So that's the one that I have done now. And so I'll put a poll up on Instagram later. I'll put a poll up later on Instagram of like, hey, which one do you like better, you know? But that's not what we're technically doing today. What we're going to do today is when I realized when I was making this guy, when I was making that, I realized something that I'm gonna have to draw a perfect circle every single time. And that's pretty annoying. And then when I was making, I was trying to make some more of my rugs, my trans pride rug, I realized the same thing. I'm gonna have to make a perfect square every single time over and over and over again. And well, I have a fashion design degree. If I would do something repetitively in fashion design, I would make a pattern for it. So for instance, you know, actually they're over there and I really don't feel like going and getting them. So I'll show you another pattern another day. But yeah, so I mean, you've seen patterns. If you've been on my channel before last year, I had a lot of patterns and I was doing all that. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go and, you like the new one? Awesome, thank you. Yeah, this one is like every foot, every couple like feet, it changes color. So you get that throughout it. Whereas the other one, the new one is every inch, it's a brand new color. So literally every time I punched in, brand new color every time. So you get just a ton of color in that one. Just a huge rainbow. And you know, Deadpool is one of those characters that there's a million versions of Deadpool. And so there is definitely a gay Deadpool out there somewhere, right? And there's gonna be a trans one too, right? And a non-binary one. I'll do a whole series of like Deadpool, but as like, you know, pride flags. That's kind of a preview. It's called, I'm calling it the Heroes Villains Collection, or like, I'm thinking My Heroes. or you know, play off My Hero Academia, but it's like, that's not really anime themed, so I don't know. Well, I'm still worried about the name, but it's gonna be something along the lines of like My Heroes and stuff like that. All right, because Deadpool is definitely like one of my heroes. I love him, he's really awesome. But yeah, so that being said, what we're going to do today is make a pattern, or two actually. We're gonna try to make 2 patterns today. So let's go ahead and switch us on over. Okay, that's not plugged in. Whoop. There we go. So, this is my rug. This is a sheet of paper. Is all that is just a sheet of paper. And so what we're going to do, I mean, you know, theoretically you could just draw this all out and do that, but we're not gonna do that. That'd be the easy way, right? Ta-da. And then pencil. All right, so what we have here today is we're going to make this rug, but make it as a pattern. So that way, next time when someone orders one, I actually have it already done. And so I'm not, you know, that way you have repeatability. Every single time someone orders it, they get the same rug as everyone else is gonna get. Isn't that fun? And that's good. I thought it was a good idea, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that for today's lesson. So this rug, let's put it like right there for you guys. This rug right here, yeah, it shows more rainbow. That is true. I do like it better too. But I'm gonna let people have a choice. I'm gonna put both of them on the website. You know what I mean? And we'll see if this one never sells in like 6 months, then I'll know that other one is perfect, you know? Because the fabric, the thread costs the same, so it doesn't really matter to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, you know what? Let's do 20. Let's do it the long way, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 15. (16, 17, 18, 19, 20). And I do like sometimes, if I'm doing a big measurement like this, I'll go back and gather one more time, make sure that measurement is correct. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then equal. I think we're good. Because I mean, I double checked it with this guy. You know, measure, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once, right? All right, that's too close to me. Yeah, I've been thinking of wearing polos for all this, so that way I would be able to get the mic closer to me, you know? But I don't want it strangling my neck. I got a big old thick neck, so I don't like it too close to me. Okay, so next, what we're going to do, because we have now 20 inches this way. So, you know, we're starting over here, we're ending over there, we got our 20 inches. So, the other way is 10 inches. 1. That's what it is. I went farther that time. That's why I'm messing up. I was like, what is going on there? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll double check it with this ruler. Yep, that's 10. Same thing, we're gonna go here. The reason why I'm particularly using this ruler is because it has lines in it and it's clear so I can actually see through it. These ones you don't have to measure as much because you already measured the other side, but I still like doing it anyways to kind of just make sure I am perfectly square. So that's 20, and that's 10. So if we take our piece and put it inside of here, yeah, it fits perfectly. It's 20 by 10. So if you notice, this thing has more than just a square, right? It also has all these lines. So now the next thing to do is we're gonna go ahead and look at, that's why actually I haven't put the back on this one yet, because I wanted to be able to look at it and actually measure. This is 2 inches. 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, which makes sense, right? In the sense that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 10 inches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So that's what you have there. You have, these are every 2 inch. So what we're going to do, because we want this to be repeatable all the time and easy for me to do, so we got to take our little thing here, and we're going to find 2 inches and mark it, find 2 inches and mark it, find 2 inches and mark it, and mark it. And of course, let's do that on the other side too. Now, I've actually looked around at some of the other rug makers. 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections, 5 sections. All right. So you get. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up. Maybe in the future I'll try to figure out if I can get a better top down on this for you guys. But yeah, so we have 4 marks on this side, 4 marks on this side. So each side is now marked. What we're gonna do then is take our little straight edge here. Take our little straight edge here. And draw a line. Making sure each one of these. And so that way I'll visibly be able to see what it is, and I'll be able to write on the pattern like this one's white, this one's black, right? So this is white, that one's pink, that one's blue, pink, blue. All right. Oh, the biggest piece I ever created at this point would be, well, see, my thing is limited to 30 by 30. I think the biggest piece I've ever made is these ones. Because the sink one, the other one, the sink one is bigger in terms of it's fatter, but it's shorter. So these are the longest pieces, the biggest pieces I've ever made. They're 20 by 10. And so I'm pretty sure most rug designers have not done this. I personally think it's actually like a new kind of thing. I'm not sure how many other people are doing this in terms of making patterns for their rugs, because I'll be able to slap this up onto my canvas and have it work that way instead of having to actually take a projector, which is how everyone else does it, and does it that way. So I'm gonna be projectorless. I don't have to have a projector. And so what we're gonna do now is simply cut it out. Now I do want to cover one more thing on this, is that when I would be making a pattern, there's a device called a notcher. What a notcher does is it simply puts a little notch into each little piece that I want it to. So I will in the future be notching these as well. And for today, I'll just show you how to do it if you don't have a notcher. Because I mean, that's a professional tool and not everyone has that. And I kind of wanted to make this tutorial, you know, so everyone can do it. And this, I mean, you could do this on cardboard. This is professional paper. It's called oak tag paper. It's a laminated paper. So think of like a manila envelope is what this feels like and what it is essentially manila envelope, but done as a long sheet that I can use. And so what you're going to do with any of this kind of paper is take it and cut a little triangle into it. I'm gonna cut little triangles first, and then I'm gonna show you, because I don't want to cut my finger. See him? And so what I've done there is I've cut little notches into each of it. And so what I can do with that is when I'm on my actual sheet, I'll be able to, like, you know, put the, you know, I can put a little notch there. And that way it's easier for me to then draw my straight lines. So I'll have a little notches, and then I can take a ruler like this and draw my straight lines. Because this pattern will really only do the outside, and it's going to do these little notches. I don't have each individual line cut out, right? So it's like, it will only be for the outside border, and, you know, you can set up for the inside, but I will still have to draw those individually. And so you might be thinking, well, you know, that's cool, but it's like, what if I wanted the whole pattern done? And so that's what we're gonna do next. So this one is done. This pattern's 100% done now, right? So I have notches in both sides. All right, each side. And then, you know, one thing that's always good to test, make sure your notches are lined up. All right, so this is 100% lined up to each other, and then the notches are working, right? So that is now this flag. And you can see it's very much slightly bigger because actually, hold on. So you can see here, it is ever so slightly bigger, and that's because you actually like waterfall the edge off. There we go. You see what I'm saying? So like the actual boundary is right there, right? So if you turn it upside down, you can see that it is perfectly that. You see what I'm saying? And really, if you then look at my notches line up with the different colors. See that? And so this is now something that I can use anytime someone orders this rug from me. I can then do that, and I'll have this pattern over and over again. And so, you know, usually people write their what the flag is or what the pattern is, the dimensions of it, which is 20 by 10 inches. You know, requires 5 colors. Actually, sorry, my bad. Requires 3 colors. It uses 2 of them twice. 3 colors. You know, blue, pink, and white. All right, so you have those 3, and now you have this, and then this is a H of I rug CC 2023. Boom, I own it now. You know what I mean? Welcome to America, right? But yeah, so it's like, now it's even labeled, right? So isn't that pretty cool? So that's, you know, the basic concept right off the bat of how I can take something that would be on a projector and turn it into something that is a pattern. Because, I mean, that's what my fashion design degree is in. This is what I did for 4 years. I would make patterns every single day. And then there's a concept in pattern making called pattern grading, where you make bigger and bigger patterns of the same thing. Actually, you know what? We'll just leave it just like, we're gonna do this. perfect. Because I just need that small piece. Also, if you put a big flat weight on them for like a week or so, they will flatten. But this one I just grabbed out earlier today, and so it will be permanently kind of curled up as as long as I have it curled. So we'll put some weights on it and make sure it stays down. Turns out, fashion design and all this kind of stuff, it's not as glamorous as maybe other people make it seem. To me, I'm a down and dirty kind of guy. Also, if you're ever looking to put stuff on rugs, this is what this is. Okay? It's like a rug backing. So I have some of that I've been testing out to see if my rugs will be better, benefit from it, or should I just buy the anti-slip stuff, right? Because two different ways of doing rugs, right? You can kind of add this later, or you could do the other one. Anyways, so what's next is we have this guy. And as I said before, the other one is this one right here. And so when I was making this rug today, I reminded myself like, okay, well I have this one and they gotta be the same size, right? Because I mean, they're gonna be on the website, they're gonna be the same price and everything like that. So it's like, I gotta make sure they're both it, which this is a 10-inch circle. Because I mean, distance doesn't always show up very well. See, that's like hand sized. And it's meant to be like a mouse paddy type thing or something to display a collectible on, stuff like that. That's really what I made them for. Because I love collectibles and I was like, oh, this would be fun to display like a cool Deadpool collectible with. Or you can have this as wall art, right? But yeah, see, they're the same size, and I realized every time I do that, I'm gonna have, every time, you know what, that's gonna be too bright. Holy crap. Well, the little base fell off, that's funny. Hold on, 1 second. Give me 1 second. See, look, my little thing fell. So give me 1 second as I detangle myself. Yeah, see? It fell off. That's the thing with live streaming, right? You never know what's really going to happen here. These little cheap $5 ones from, what are they called? Five and Below, right? That's the little one from Five and Below. Boop. And this one. Ta-da! That. So that's what I was trying to do, trying to get it to that. But yeah, so what we're going to do now is make this pattern. A perfect circle. Now, one thing I wanted to do with this one is not just make the circle, because the circle would be cool, but what if I actually then cut out pieces of the circle and have the eyes there? Or if I do this section and make that a pattern with the eyes cut out, and therefore I put the big circle on, I put an inner circle on, and I can have each piece of the pattern put together. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let me get my ruler. So right off the bat, we can always measure it. I've already measured it, but it is a 10-inch circle, is what it is. And so what we're going to do is, the basic idea is you get straight line. And another straight line. So if you ever need to make a circle, this is how I like to do it, which is get the 4 corners going. Then, depends on what you have. Different things can do it different ways. Is this one going to be tight enough? You know what? It's not going to be tight enough, is it? That point's not good enough. All right, that's fine. So what we're going to do is there's a couple ways to go about it. If you have a protractor and you have, you know, all the kind of fancy stuff that you need, then you can do it that way for sure. You know, I don't always have that kind of stuff on hand, and not everyone does. And so, you know, there's always the more common method of getting, you know, the old ways are still sometimes the good ways, right? And you can down and dirty make yourself a circle. Now, what we're going to do is, yeah, so that's what I thought. I'm a little off. See, the circle got a little off somehow. Oh, that's how. That's how. I messed up my center point. That's my center point. Don't you just hate it when you messed up? You're like, oh man. Yeah, see? That's my center point. No, I should do this as well. My center point was like a 1/4 inch off there. Yeah, see, now my circle makes a lot more sense. I was about to say, I was like, there's no way I'm that off. I was like, I don't think so. But yeah, you can always take your little pencil and go around. Yeah, that one's perfect. That one's perfect. Okay, cool. So, now we have this guy. And man, I'm really gonna have to make a vertical video next time, aren't I? All right, that's fine. Next time, that will be the main goal on Tuesday, is to make sure you guys have a top-down video. I'm gonna write that down for myself. Top-down video. I'm gonna make that my priority for tomorrow, because this one was working fine when I was doing fabric, but now that I'm doing like purely rugs for now, for the next like 4 months, I'll be doing nothing but rugs. A little bit of resin here and there, but all rugs really. So now we have our circle. I'm going to cut our circle out. If you have something like a rotary cutter, that can be good. I've done enough cutting with scissors that I can cut a circle. But, you know, it can be difficult for some people. And just take some time. It's okay if it takes 2 or 3 tries. So now we have a circle. All right? And same thing as we did last time. We'll just kind of like fold it in half. And, you know, just make sure that, you know, as you can see, it's one circle, right? And kind of same thing this way. You're like, okay, yep, that's one circle, right? Which the other benefit of that is now you do have your center point, which I already knew, right? We already knew where our center point was because I already drew it. But it's a good way to check to make sure you've done a good job. And so now I can look at this and be like, okay, how big is this guy? So this thing is 1.5 inches wide. And so we're just gonna kind of leave it like that. So 1.5 inches. And then do the same thing on the bottom. There's a couple ways you could do this in the sense that if I grab the projector, I could probably have put the projector right down on it, and that would have been an equally good way of doing it. 1.5. Perfect. So now I can connect my top to my bottom. That's what he said, huh? So now I'm starting to get closer and closer to our actual pattern, right? So we have these two lines, and we're going to, let's see. One thing we can do right off the bat is erase anything that's not needed. So now right off the bat, we have closer to our real pattern. And so what we're going to do for that, because really we don't need any of the internal pieces. We just need external pieces. Because this, you're going to slap it onto here, right? Then you draw it. Then you'll be able to make another piece for the inner side. So let's finish up this first one. So just like we did the last one, what we're going to do is cut it out again. So same thing as before. Cutting it out, cutting out my pattern pieces. And as I said earlier, there's the device called a notcher that can do this for you. And you just go clip, clip, clip. It's kind of like a hole punch, but without the punch part, it's just like a metal notch. And so it does the same thing as this, see? And so when I'm drawing on my thing, you know, let's say this is your board, I'm drawing around it, I can go, oh, I need a little thing there, a little thing there, a little thing there, right? And then I can draw my straight lines on it, so I won't even need the projector. And you know, you can use it still if you like it. And just like we did last time, it's really not that hard to go and put it back on here. Put it back on here and then literally look at it and be like, yep, these two line up, right? What do you guys think? If I move it down there, see, it lines up, right? Because I mean, it's like I have a bachelor's degree in this or something, you know what I mean? I would hope to God I can make a pattern. So, what we're gonna do now is make another circle, okay? And when we make that other circle, we'll be able to cut out pieces for this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Now, we could sit there and very painstakingly kind of like figure out where all this. However, as I said before, that's gonna be a bit of a pain. So, what we're actually going to do is go to that projector I was talking about earlier. Because it is a lot easier if you do have the projector on you. My projector is not very high-end by any means. This is the projector that I use. This projector was $35. It is basically as low quality of projector you can get. You literally, you know, that's how you focus it. And it has to be a certain distance away. So, that being said, give me 1 minute because I will have to set it up. I wish I was using this guy. This is my Canon. And there's supposed to be a way to get that to do streaming, and I have absolutely no idea how to do it. I've tried, I bought this kit to do it and everything, and even the kit, like I couldn't get the actual kit to work. I don't know, I even contacted Canon. They were like, oh, it should work, sir. And I'm like, it's not. And they're like, well, I don't know what to do for you. I was like, okay. And then we figured it out. What it was is the computer I was using was like so old that because they're like, oh, it only works on like, you know, the newer Windows. I'm like, all right, I don't have that. So let's get you set up. And again, we could have done this bit from the beginning if we wanted. There was nothing really stopping us. We could have done the whole way. I just wanted to show you that you don't necessarily need it if you're doing basic stuff, like this kind of stuff. You don't need a projector to do a perfect rectangle, right? It's like I've seen everyone on the industry, everyone in the market seems to be doing it that way. And it's like, well, I wanted to be the guy who's different, right? Is that gonna be able to go for it again? I think it is actually. This one is not gonna work the way I want. So let's put it on this one. Because this one will actually be able to do vertical video. But yeah, I'm glad everyone is here. Thank you guys for coming and stopping by. The House of Improvements website for rugs is open. It's called hofirugs.com. If you go on there today, you will see that there is even a $1 coaster, because I made coasters a couple weeks ago and I was showing off those, and so I put a coaster up for $1. There will be a rug up there tomorrow for $1 as well, to celebrate, you know, my first week of being in business. Also, if you're in the Phoenix area, you'll be able to see me in person. I will be at a place called Gift and Thrift, which is a store that you know, does how would I put it? It does local goods and it sells them for, like, you know, so I can buy a booth from them, I can buy storage space from them basically, and then, you know, I can set up my rugs and have them for sale in their store on a day-to-day basis. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's go over one. Click on it, click on it. Over one, click on it. Over one, over one, over one. Click on it. Nope, wrong one. Oh yeah, I had it in logos, didn't I? I always gotta remember what I store all this stuff in, you know what I mean? But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I really appreciate it. I know my live streams can be a bit chaotic, and I apologize for that. You know, it is one of those things, is I kind of just started this the other year, and I still to this day don't always know what the hell I'm doing. I kind of wake up and I'm like, all right, this is what the live stream's gonna be, and then I have to plan it and do it. And it's not always as easy as I would wish it to be. So, we have our little guy. Yeah, he goes this way. We have our little guy, right? And so what we're going to do now is put him on here. And then we got to get this guy to be the same. Which is why at the beginning I was not necessarily trying to use this as much, because it's like, it is a little bit more difficult, right? Aha, there we go. And then let's turn it so that it is lined up properly. And I actually have tiny weights, so we don't need to have it perfect. Perfect. Let's see if I turn this off. There we go. So now you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at, and this is my paper. All right. You can see here, according to this, I'm a little off in my circle, but we tested our circle earlier, so I'm going to keep that as is. And then I'll do a test run later and see if I like how it is. If not, I'll change it. So what we're going to do here is I want to draw on here the entire pattern. Now, as I said earlier, we're going to make another circle. So this will not be the one we use fully. This will only be the outer piece. But I still want to draw on there the pattern just because, well, just because. Like it just kind of helps me visualize it. And so what I'm going to do is what they call a gesture drawing, which is basically loose lines throughout it. So it won't be usable as much as it is visually something that I can see, all right? So now if you look at the pattern, it looks like you can see the little eyes and everything, right? An artist's work is okay to be cared. It's about personal. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I still want to strive for better and better all the time, and we are the house of improvements here, so we will strive for more improvements as we go along. So let me go ahead and cut me another piece. Honestly, I had this idea like this morning. I literally had this idea and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So now that we know that this one is the right size and all that, we can make another one. And again, you can do the same thing, put little pattern weights down. This is, by the way, filled with like ball bearings. So it is metal, like it is like, I don't know if that will pick up on mic. But it's like ball bearings inside of a little rug is what it is. And why is this light not on? Hey light, why are you not on? I was like, why is that not on? Because it's like anything I was showing you is like so dark, right? But yeah, see, it's a little purple beam. And it's just like, you put that down, you can hold stuff down with it. So what we're going to do again is now draw this again. But this time we're going to actually be very, very like precise about it. I still often gesture draw because I was taught how to do that when I was in art college. So my second college degree is in fashion design. And one of the things I learned in that is how to draw. How to draw on paper. So we have that, and then we're going to draw the inside of this tip. And then, for straight lines, it's never a bad idea to like grab a ruler. I have about 20 rulers easily. And granted, I could still use more rulers. I love rulers. So doing the same thing, kind of a gesture draw, which is a series of lines that are overlapping each other. I find it gives me the best consistency. Same thing on this side. Are you guys psyched? Oops, see? Are you guys psyched for the next Deadpool movie? The Wolverine and Deadpool movie? I'm super excited about it. That's actually what kind of spurred me on to do this. I was like, oh, by the end of the year, we'll have a Deadpool movie, And so it's like, obviously I gotta go and get some Deadpool stuff. I mean, plus, you know, everyone has Deadpool. You gotta have Deadpool, gotta have Goku, and gotta have Pokemon, right? It's like, those are the three staples of like the rug making world. Those are kind of the three basic ones. And so we have our inner circle. Let's do our outer circle, even though we're gonna cut this part away eventually. We'll be cutting, you know, certain parts of this away. I'll show you in a minute here. So we have our little pieces now. So if I move this away, you'll be able to see. So we have, you know, our eyes and that kind of stuff, right? We have all our little pieces that are there. So we don't need our projector anymore. Boop. Goodbye, projector. Get that out of your guys' way. Bloop. So now we have, well, basically the whole rug over again, right? Well, obviously we can't just do that. So first of all, what we're going to do is check. So is my big circle looking like my small circle? And the answer is yeah. Yeah, the big circle is looking like the small circle. Wonderful, right? So what we're going to do now is cut this little sucker out. First of all, let's just make the whole thing smaller, and we can just chuck that piece over there. So what I'm going to do is cut out the big circle. So now we have our big outer circle, same thing as we had earlier, right? Well, we already know what we want from the big circle, so we don't really need that one anymore. And this piece, you could keep it if you wanted to, or realistically, because that is a perfect, you know, pattern of the center of the piece now, right? So if we put this on here, it will perfectly line up, all right? But we don't really care about that, to be honest with you. It's not as important. Now, something that I will mention is because this is a perfect circular object, I could technically only have to do this once, right? Because the left side of his face is equal to the right side of his face. I'm going to do it twice just because, you know, more demo, more just to show you what I'm doing. And so now, if we have our outer pieces, right. We have our outer piece, and so now we have, see, boom. So now I put this circle onto, like, say this is my, you know, this is my surface, right? I put that on, I've drawn that now. I did my notch here, and I did my notch there, right? I can then take this piece, put that down, so, you know, that goes away. I can put this piece down, and I can draw those two lines. Or I just grab a ruler, and that would work just as equally, right? Then, we're gonna have a little piece here to put inside. And so, what we're gonna do for that is we're going to measure. So this line, from the inner piece, or I guess you can easily measure these two, right?
So these are 3/4 of an inch. Let's get you to the 0 there. So these are 3/4 of an inch. And really, I could easily make it, let's say, a solid inch. That may be better, you know? And so when we draw our lines, loop, loop, we'll have this piece that we can put on top of it. So what about this one? Well, what we're going to do is, you know, just kind of fold it up there, and you can cut into it. Now, if you had something that had like 10, 20 pieces to this, I wouldn't worry about doing a pattern for it. Like, you know, a big old bender or something like that, or, you know, the Gengar ones that have a lot of line work to them, I wouldn't worry about doing a pattern. The reason I wanted to do a pattern for this is because it is so simple, and I mean, I have the degree and I have a lot of experience in it, so I wanted to be like, can I take, you know, what I've learned in the fabric world and apply that to what I am learning in the rug making world. And so today is kind of an experiment, right? To see if I can take a piece, a rug, right? Take this rug right here, bloom, right? And turn it into a repeatable object, right? That can be repeated over and over and over again. And that way, when you buy the rug, you know you're gonna get the same rug as everyone else is getting. And I also have peace of mind, so I don't have to worry about it. And you know, there's always things you gotta do. So now we are done, realistically. So we have our inner pieces, we have our outer pieces. We can even, you know, have all these little pieces if we want. I mean, we don't really need, these three are not necessarily needed. I can keep them, but they're not really needed. Cool. And then I'm actually gonna write top, bottom, and then top, bottom on it. That way, you know, I know that it goes this way, it doesn't go this way, right? You know what I mean? That way we know. Because I mean, you know, that would be such a bummer. I make one and it's upside down, right? Which realistically, because again, this is a perfect circle. If you did it upside down, it'd still be a perfect circle, right? But these, I don't believe, are perfectly in the center. I think they're like a slight bit off. Yeah, because technically 0 is there. And so it's at like the 1 mark. So it is like a slight inch off. But I mean, realistically, if I put it like this, I would just be making it upside down, right? I mean, it would still work. But, you know, I still just, you know, for my peace, again, for my peace of mind, I like it. And of course, you know, it's not a bad idea to take it and put it right back on here and go, okay, is that white inside of that border? And yeah, it absolutely is, right? You know what I mean? Make sure I can get it perfectly on there. Boop. It is on there, right? So that is what we did today. So we started with this guy. We made this outer pattern. Then, ooh, you know what? It would be a good idea. I just thought of a good idea. We're gonna cut these out. Just the eyes. Because I was trying to think of what's the easiest way to line this piece up with this piece. Well, because there is an inner piece, namely these eyes, and I can get both of these to match, and then I can easily match my inner and outer pieces up, right? So, boop, 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 boop. That's one. And, just doing the old kindergarten method, right? Cut it, cut into it and then get to the corners and then cut around it, right? I'm assuming all of you guys also learned that one in like kindergarten, how to cut. So we won't necessarily, I won't try to patronize any of you and to be like, oh, I can cut better than you. It's like, nah, anyone can do this. And that's what I wanted to show you. I mean, I could do this with cardboard. I could do this with paper, a real manila envelope. If you just go to Home Depot, you get some manila envelopes, and you too can make your own rug pattern. Or, this is also how you make clothing patterns, by the way, too. I'm doing the exact same method. And so what I'm gonna do now, see, look. So say this is my thing, right? I draw the outer circle. I draw the inner lines. I then take that off. I can then put this wherever that hole is, right? So I line this hole up with that hole, and I can draw my inner piece too. And boom, I'm done, right? Like I've been able to draw all my lines, because this will draw, this will draw the half circle that I need. As you see here, right? There's a half circle I need, and another half circle. And so this will draw that whole half circle. This will draw, or the other half circle, because by the way, you can just flip it, right? I mean, it is the same eye, again, same eye both sides, so you can just flip it like that, it'll work. So you have that, draw the whole eye, boom, 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 I got us a pattern, all right? And it will make this guy, or it will make this guy. This is the other version. This is like, a bunch of rainbow, but like done over the whole thing, right? Whereas this one, each piece, get you real close there, each piece is rainbow. Throughout the whole thing. And so now we have our big outer piece, our two inner pieces, and then we just cut these out, and there you go, right? That's the whole piece. Isn't that cool, guys? And then remember earlier, we did this one, which is our transgender pride rug. So the same thing earlier, right? I have this piece. Now this one has no internals, right? It's the whole thing throughout. So we just did notches. We just did notches throughout. And then I'll take a ruler, just a regular old ruler, I don't want to show that part, that's my real name on it, huh? But we'll have this, and I'll just use that as straight line. And I have a bunch of these. See, this one's solid metal. And if I ever get into big ones, I'll show you something cool here for a second. Let me show you something. Whenever I get into really, whoop, there I am. 1 second. Whoop, there I am. If I ever get into really big rugs, this ruler is the size of me. Let's see if I can back myself up enough. Isn't that amazing? Look how long this ruler is. And it's a T-square too. There's a T-square on the, and I got it for, I don't know if you'll be able to read it, 15 bucks. I got it at the thrift store. It is 72 inches long. And see if I can get far enough back. So I'm not even 72 inches long. You see what I'm saying? Isn't that hilarious? Oh, hold on, I forget that it's not gonna change you to vertical. I keep forgetting about that. It's not gonna change you to vertical. Isn't that hilarious though? So if I ever start doing like the 6-foot rugs, because some people do like huge area rugs, like 6-foot ones and stuff like that. And so if I ever do that, then I'll literally, I bought this because if you're doing like a dress or something, or a pair of pants, like that's what this ruler is for. Or if you're doing like fabric and you want to lay it down on a table and get like a whole straight line, that's why it has a T-square on it, right? So you can get right angles. So I have this thing. These are, by the way, like $100 something. These places had no idea that it was worth that much because it's solid metal too. Right? Solid metal. And then you can see the numbers on it on both sides. So you can start from, 1. See, it's 1 and 72 at the same time. I guess this way will be the correct way to read it. See what I'm saying? 1 and 72 at the same time. Is that cool? So you can always know you're going all the way. Isn't that fun? I have that just like sitting in the corner of my house because it's literally so long. I mean, it sits, you know, vertical, right? It's 72 inches. It's huge. It's massive. So I'm so happy about that. Hell yeah, it is. It's such a big ruler. Isn't that such a big ruler? It's really cool. I'm a big fan of it. Boop, light on my face. Look at my pretty face. I got the light on it. Also, the sink rug is still standing, y'all. I'll tell you, I'll be honest. Hey, I'll be honest. If it ever falls, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'll make a whole video about it. 'Cause I mean, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I don't give a shit if it fails or not. I can make content out of it either way. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I want it to work, but I mean, either way, I can make content out of it, right? So it's like the sink rug is still good. And that one's not technically available yet. I'm thinking about making the sink rug available, but really it's like, that's such a rare comic book. Like most people don't know about it. So it's like, I don't know if it's gonna be that popular. That's why I switched to doing the transgender flag and the non-binary flag, and then Deadpool and Bender are gonna be launching soon. So, I don't know if you saw this one earlier today, that's Bender. Bender Bending Rodriguez. We'll zoom you guys in. Whoop. Bender. Isn't that fun? I'm still working on some of the, like, this seems a little too far to me. Because what it is he had like a 1-inch border on him. And I don't know if I want to keep that 1-inch border. I might, because I mean, these pieces seem a little far away for me, personally. They seem far away. So I'm going to be working on that. That's why he wasn't released with the transgender flag one and the non-binary flag one. That's why he wasn't released with it, because it's like, I love Bender. He's the reason why I got into robotics. Like, I have a degree in robots. So it's like, this is why. It's because I freaking love Bender. I mean, being a gay guy that was, you know, on the fringe of society for a long time, it's like, obviously Bender being like the king of the fringe people. So it's like, he's the king of edgelords, right? And I was a very edgy edgelord for a long time. And so now I'm more like this, you know, kind of badass, but also very gay. This is me now. This is me as a kid. You know what I mean? Past and present there. Also, look at right there. Look at that. That's a lower third. Isn't that awesome? I'm improving, y'all. Isn't that fun? See, I've always said in the house of improvements, we're always about improving. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm improving. And so, you know, I don't want to give a crap product out. So it's like, we'll just keep going, right? We'll keep moving forward. This is, you know, what's next is this Deadpool and that Deadpool. And as I said, this weekend, I will be putting one of these up for $1 plus shipping. $1 is all it's going to be. I'll be putting it up Saturday. And I'll put a thing on my Instagram as well. That's Chris_collected or HFI Rugs. I have either one. I'm gonna repost it on both. Also, the nails have not changed yet, but they still looking fabulous. But the nails haven't changed. I keep meaning to change this one, but I'll get them eventually, right? But yeah, so that's all. You know, the whole spiel for today. I'll cut this down into a video eventually. I keep saying I'll do that. I still haven't done it yet, but you know, turns out doing 50 jobs at once is real hard, right? And so yeah, HFI Rugs is available, hfirugs.com. And you'll be able to get this rug. These rugs are $45 for the transgender pride rug. And the other one, the Deadpool, I'm thinking it's gonna be 25 or 35. I haven't decided yet. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you think the price for the Deadpool one should be? 25, 30, or 35? It also has shipping. You have to pay for shipping as well, which would be like 10 bucks or so. Because these things are big and heavy, right? So it's like the weight on them is a pain. But yeah, what do you think? What do you guys think? Oh, I know, right? So true. It's like once I redo this one, all the others are gonna get done too. Look, I was doing it earlier, and it's like I got paint on it. I don't know if that will show up, but I got some paint on it. So that one, I'm definitely about to redo that one because it's like that has because I was, you know, it's not blood, it's just pen. You know what I mean? It's not a blood, it's just pen. But yeah, guys, that's it for today, really. You know what I mean? Now we're just gonna hang out. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you wanna, pitch what you think, if the rugs are too expensive or not expensive enough, tell me. You know what I mean? I'm happy to listen and talk to you guys about it. If you feel that, a 20-inch by 10-inch rug should be a certain price point, then tell me about it. You know what I mean? I'm here to listen. I don't mind at all. Sorry for the chaos today. I know it was a bit wild. Some days, I'm doing 15 things at once, and it's like, I'm the whole company, right? So it's like, same thing as like I've been wanting to get my hair dyed for literally 3 months now. I've been wanting to get this re-dyed. But we'll get there. I'm gonna book an appointment tomorrow. I'm like, I have it in my mind now, like book an appointment. So we'll get that done. 25? Yeah, you think 25 for this one. It's a 10-inch rug, and it's just gonna have a felt backing. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. I was thinking also of adding like a $5 option or something like that to turn it into one of these, right? So like an extra $5 and you'll be able to like wall mount it. But I'm not, I haven't added that yet. So if that's something that you are like, hey, if it was that, I would buy it right now, message me on Instagram and I will literally make one and put it up on the market for you like the next day. You know what I mean? The part right now is that like, cause I'm in Squarespace, so I have a limited amount of stuff now, a limited amount of, it's just a matter of my imagination and your guys' wallet at this point. Like what can we do to work with each other, right? It's like, at the end of the day, I'm a guy in my house, right? Right, literally, you can see I'm literally a guy in my house. So it's like, you should know what you're getting, but at the same time, understand that I'm gonna give you good quality. I'm gonna try to do as best as I possibly can every single time on every single one, And so 25, I think, is a good price for these. Because if you went to go buy like a mat or some kind of display, anything like that, a shadow box, anything like that, it'd be like $25. So I like them. And then, this one is pretty cool. And then the other one I like a little bit better. Also, I've been thinking, what do you think if I did a black all the way around it? I've been thinking about that too. I'm gonna make another one of these. Actually, I'll make another one of those ones. And I'm gonna do black all the way around it. You know what I mean? Black all the way around it. And then these will eventually come in 3 colors, white, blue, and black. And that one again will probably be in the $25, $30, $35 range. Something like that. I haven't quite 100% determined what price. That's why, again, why it's not on the list yet, right? But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're improving bit by bit. And so, hey, like, comment, subscribe. Where's my thing? Smash. 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 Smash, 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 smash. See, I'm in a good mood today. I was saying, like, I was kind of feeling sick the last couple of days, or really the last couple of weeks, and it's like, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I'm all medded up on some Tylenol, and it's just like, all right, rocking, you know what I mean? Tylenol always makes me so hyper. It makes me so hyper, because it has the antihistamines in it, and anytime I have antihistamines in my mind, I'm like, I don't need hard drugs, I just need Tylenol. I like the black border idea. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, good. Because he technically, he will have it sometimes. People will put a black border on the logo. Just as a standard, a lot of logos, even Walmart and stuff like that will put logos, put a little black border sometimes, right? So it's like, we'll do another one with a black border, see if that looks better, if it really ties the piece, because the inner part's so dark and the outer part's so light, it's like, if that was black as well, it might just tie the whole thing together. But yeah, so that's what I'm up to. I'll be making, basically making a couple more of these, like this whole thing. I'm gonna put, another Deadpool here, another Deadpool there. And, working on small pieces right now. I know Jeremy earlier was talking about the big pieces, and it's like, I'm not there yet, buddy. I'll get there eventually. By the end of the year, the plan is to make like at least one like 6-foot rug by the end of the year. And hopefully by next year, I'll be doing, 4-foot and up rugs. And, I still want these in the shop always, right? Like I'll keep this frame and keep pumping out the small guys. Cause $25 for like an hour of my time is not a bad price, right? It's like, it takes me an hour to make that, plus, you know, putting the back on and stuff like that. Let's say an hour and a half, and to do that for 25 bucks, awesome. That's why it doesn't include shipping, because it's like, if it includes shipping, then it has to be like 35 or 45, because obviously I got to just add shipping price into it, right? But yeah, also, I have bought a booth at 3 different local events called Gift and Thrift. And they will be in March, April, and May. And it's one a month, and it will be in the Gift and Thrift like parking lot. And they do ones, I think one's in a mall, one's at like different places. Like, you know, they get them approved by the city, like wherever they can get stuff going, you know? But they're in Mesa, Arizona. So if you're in Mesa, Arizona, or can get to Mesa, Arizona in March, April, or May, tell me. You know, it's called Gift and Thrift. And they have an Instagram if you guys want to look them up. And then I'll be promoting them soon in the next month or two. I'll be promoting, because the first one's the 23rd of March, and then like the 21st of April, and then like I think the 27th of May, something like that. So we'll figure it out. You know, I'll probably be promoting the heck out of that. It will be my first ever in-person like selling stuff. And of course I do want to have a bunch of these already. And you know, I'll have a bunch of my like fabric bowls. You know what I mean? This kind of stuff that I made last year. I'll still be making these. Because these are only like $5, you know what I mean? I can like pump those out pretty fast, and it's like, you know, that way I can make some money. Because I gotta make some money doing this job, otherwise I gotta go get another job, right? So it's like, you know, at a certain point I do gotta make some money. But you know, I don't need to make all the money in the world. It's like, you know, I'm happy with making a good profit, but you know, not gouging or nothing like that. You know, that's why 25 I think is not bad at all. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much. Sorry to ramble at the end there. You know, I'm always on like 10 different things here. But yeah, guys. So we learned how to make a pattern. We learned, and then next time, on Tuesday, I'll probably do that. I'll take this pattern and put it on this guy for you, so you can see it. You know what I mean? Remember, trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, create a world safe for everyone. The 3 steps to making a better world, right, everyone? And the 3 steps to making yourself better. You gotta trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that's safe for everyone. And that's what I'm doing. I'm creating a world that's a little bit brighter, a little bit more colorful, and you know, a nice safe place for you and your house and your home and everything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow I'll be doing more, probably more Dark Tides, because I already did that this week, so we'll just play Dark Tides all week. And then next week, probably more Gotham Knights, or maybe some more Way of the Hunter. I don't know. If you guys have a suggestion, I'll probably just do that. If not, I'll probably just do Gotham Knights, because I've been liking that one. And hopefully I've been trying to find someone to play with. So it's like, I want to post a video or two and be like, hey, come play with me, you know? It'll be fun. I want to try some co-op. But yeah, guys. Great show, great show. All right. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great weekend. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and what? Create a world safe for everyone. Thank you guys so much. I'm Chris Collected. That's Linktree/Chris Collected. Hofi Rugs, Chris_Collected. Go to Linktree. I have all my stuff there. I have Twitch. I got YouTube. I got it all. And if I don't have it, hey, tell me about it and I'll join it. All right. See ya. Bye, y'all. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye. Bye, everyone. Remember, if you think it, you can dream it, you can do it. And if not, I'll teach you how to do it. No problem.